Good morning. As we step into November 2025, the UK is waking up to a month of dramatic weather contrasts and shifting skies. Whether you're planning your daily commute, a countryside walk, or just want to know what to expect, this guide will help you stay one step ahead of the weather. Let's dive into the UK's November 2025 weather. This month is a real split story. From the rolling hills of Scotland to the bustling streets of London, the weather is set to keep everyone guessing. The north and south will experience very different conditions, making it a month of two halves. The first half, unseasonably mild, almost like autumn's hanging on for dear life. Temperatures will be higher than average, with many areas enjoying gentle breezes and the last golden leaves clinging to the trees. It's the kind of weather that tempts you to leave your winter coat at home and enjoy a stroll in the park. But don't get used to it. By mid-month, a sharp, cold snap is on the cards. The weather will shift quickly, catching out anyone who's not prepared. Expect a noticeable drop in temperature, with chilly winds sweeping in from the north and a real bite in the air. Warm, moist air from the south means above-average temps and plenty of rain, especially early on. Southern regions, in particular, will see frequent showers and overcast skies, so keep those umbrellas handy. Puddles will be a common sight, and the sound of rain tapping on windows will be a familiar November soundtrack. Around mid-November, high pressure could flip the script, dropping temperatures and bringing the first real taste of winter. Frosty mornings will become more common, with sparkling grass and icy windscreens greeting early risers. In some areas, you might even spot your breath in the crisp morning air as winter starts to make its presence felt. Behind the scenes, powerful weather systems are at work. The jet stream, that fast-moving ribbon of air high above us, will play a key role in steering storms and cold fronts across the country. High and low pressure systems will battle it out, shaping everything from rain bands to clear spells. Meteorologists are closely watching the latest computer models to predict how these forces will interact and what surprises might be in store. We'll break down where the rain hits hardest, how the jet stream and pressure systems are steering things, and what the major models are predicting. If you're in the west, expect heavier downpours, while eastern areas might see drier spells between the showers. The north could get a taste of wintry weather sooner than the south, with the possibility of sleet or even a dusting of snow on higher ground. Expect a warm, wet start, a chilly turn mid-month, and maybe even some frost or hill snow before December arrives. Rural areas and higher elevations should be especially alert for icy patches and the first hints of wintry scenes. It's a month to keep an eye on the forecast and be ready for anything. Here's your essential guide to November 2025 across the UK. Whether you're braving the rain, enjoying the last of the autumn warmth, or waking up to a frosty morning, stay prepared and make the most of this ever-changing month. We'll keep you updated with the latest forecasts, so you're never caught out by the weather. The big story for early November? It's mild, remarkably so. Central England temperatures are running about 4 degrees above average, and this pattern sticks for the first week or two. Day and night it'll feel muggy, especially in the south, with little risk of frost. Southerly winds and cloud cover act like insulation, keeping nights warm. This is more October than November, and gardeners can relax for now. The mild air is locked in by Atlantic weather systems, creating a conveyor belt of warmth. But this pattern brings a downside. Significant rainfall is on the way. Enjoy the warmth while it lasts. Big changes are coming. So, why is it so mild? It's all about a powerful low-pressure system to the west, spinning up warm air from the Azores and Canary Islands. This subtropical air mass travels north, staying warm and picking up moisture before reaching the UK. The jet stream, currently north of the UK, blocks cold Arctic air and keeps the mild flow coming. As long as the jet stream stays put, the UK remains in this warm, damp pattern. Meteorologists call this a zonal flow, weather moving west to east, powered by the temperature contrast between north and south. There's no sign of this engine stopping in the first half of November. The result, persistent, mild, and unsettled weather. But the setup can't last forever. The flip side of all that mild air? Rain. Lots of it. Atlantic fronts will sweep across the UK, bringing a train of wet weather, especially to the west. Western Scotland, Wales, and northwest England will see the heaviest rain, thanks to orographic lift over the hills. Flooding is a concern in these areas, while the southeast sits in a rain shadow and stays much drier. It's a classic west versus east split, heavy showers in the west, lighter rain or drizzle in the east. This wet pattern holds until the mid-month atmospheric shift, so keep those umbrellas handy if you're in the west. The rain is relentless until the pattern changes. That change is coming soon. By mid-November, the forecast takes a dramatic turn. The Atlantic's parade of low-pressure systems breaks down, and high pressure starts to build. Where this high sets up is crucial. It'll decide if the UK gets chilly or just drier. Expect rain to ease, winds to calm, and more settled weather as the transition unfolds. This shift opens the door for colder air from the north to move in. The jet stream's protective barrier weakens, letting Arctic air influence the UK. It's time to dig out those winter coats. The real taste of winter is on the horizon. The second half of November is all about high pressure. Where it sets up makes all the difference. If it builds over Scandinavia, expect drier, chillier, and cloudier days, especially in the east. Winds from the north or northeast will bring a drop in temperature, but not a deep freeze. If the high shifts toward Greenland, it's a game changer. Arctic air could plunge south, bringing a sharp, cold snap. This setup means widespread frost and the first chance of snow on high ground. The risk of significant lowland snow is low, but not off the table. Meteorologists are watching this closely. It's a low-probability, high-impact scenario. Either way, the mild start is over. Winter's first punch could arrive before month's end. When it comes to predicting the weather, meteorologists rely on powerful computer models to help them make sense of the chaos in the atmosphere. These models are the backbone of modern forecasting, crunching vast amounts of data from satellites, weather stations, and balloons to simulate what might happen next. Two of the most important models in the world are the American GFS and the European ECMWF, often simply called the ECM. Each has its own strengths, and sometimes they tell slightly different stories about the days ahead. The American GFS model, for example, is currently showing high pressure building by the middle of the month, first settling over Scandinavia. This high pressure acts like a giant atmospheric block, steering weather systems away and often bringing settled, colder conditions beneath it. As the days progress, the GFS suggests that this high pressure could shift further west, moving toward Greenland. When this happens, it can open the door for colder Arctic air to spill southwards, setting the stage for a wintry pattern across the UK and northern Europe. If this scenario plays out, we could see snow showers developing on the higher ground in Scotland, northern England, and even parts of Wales. These early wintry hints are always closely watched by forecasters and weather enthusiasts alike. Meanwhile, the European ECMWF model is painting an even more dramatic picture. It pushes high pressure toward Greenland and Iceland even sooner than the GFS, suggesting that the cold air could arrive earlier and with more intensity. According to the ECM, temperatures could drop more quickly, bringing a sharper, more noticeable chill to the air. This would mean a faster transition from the mild autumn we've had so far to a much colder, more wintry feel. Despite their differences in timing and intensity, both models are pointing toward a similar outcome. A colder and drier second half of November is looking increasingly likely for the UK and much of northern Europe. To add confidence to these predictions, meteorologists also look at ensemble models. These are collections of many model runs, each with slightly different starting conditions, to see how robust the forecast is. Right now, the majority of these ensemble outcomes are favoring a cold pattern, with only a few outliers suggesting a milder scenario. This kind of agreement across models is a strong signal for forecasters. The classic setup for cold in the UK is high pressure to the northwest and low pressure over Europe. This pattern funnels cold, dry air from the north and east, often leading to frosty mornings and brisk winds. As a result, we can expect to see cold winds sweeping across the country, making it feel even chillier than the thermometer might suggest. People will likely notice the change, especially after the relatively mild start to the month. Of course, no forecast is ever a guarantee, and the atmosphere can always surprise us. But with so much evidence stacking up from both the GFS and ECMWF, confidence is growing that a wintry turn is on the way. So, as November progresses, it's a good idea to prepare for colder days, dig out those winter coats, and keep an eye out for the first snowflakes of the season. With both the GFS and ECMWF models lining up, the odds are increasing for a chilly, possibly wintry finish to the month. Stay tuned for updates as the forecast evolves. As November ends, long-range models like CFS-V2 suggest the cold pattern sticks around. High pressure to the northeast keeps mild Atlantic air at bay, supporting below-average temperatures and frosty nights. The final week could see a strong blocking high from Greenland to Scandinavia, forcing in cold, easterly winds. This setup brings gray skies and the risk of snow showers, especially in the east. The transition mid-month looks to be a lasting shift, not just a brief cold snap. December could start with a higher chance of wintry weather. While forecasts this far out can change, model agreement is strong. Be ready for a proper cold spell before November is over. To sum up, November 2025 is shaping up to be a month of dramatic contrasts across the UK. The month kicks off with a notably mild and wet spell as warm, moist air flows in from the Azores, bringing above-average temperatures for the time of year. Many will notice the unseasonably gentle breezes and the lingering warmth, especially in southern and western regions. It's a classic autumnal scene, golden leaves underfoot, puddles glistening in the low sunlight, and people making the most of the last comfortable days before winter's chill sets in. But with that warmth comes plenty of rain, particularly in the west. Expect frequent downpours, with rivers running high and rural roads often slick with water. Commuters and countryside walkers alike will need to keep their waterproofs handy, as the first half of the month is dominated by unsettled wet weather. However, by mid-month, a significant shift in the weather pattern is on the horizon. High pressure begins to build, pushing away the rain clouds and ushering in much drier, clearer conditions. With this change comes a sharp drop in temperatures, and the mild start quickly gives way to a much colder feel. The most likely scenario is a cold blocked pattern setting up across the UK. This means widespread frosts, especially overnight, and a growing risk of hill snow in the north, particularly across Scotland and the higher ground of northern England. Early risers will wake to sparkling, frosty landscapes, and the first hints of winter will be unmistakable. While a major lowland snow event is unlikely at this stage, don't be surprised to see a dusting of snow on the hills and perhaps even a few flakes drifting down to lower levels in the north. For many, it will feel like an early taste of winter, with icy mornings and the need to scrape windscreens before heading out. This cold pattern looks set to persist right through to the end of the month, keeping temperatures below average and maintaining a wintry feel. As November draws to a close, the stage is set for a chilly start to December with the potential for further frosts and perhaps more significant wintry weather just around the corner. So, make the most of the mild spell while it lasts, because winter is coming on fast. Those autumn walks in light jackets and the last few days of gentle sunshine will soon give way to heavier coats and brisk, frosty mornings. In the first half of the month, it's all about raincoats and umbrellas. Expect to see people dashing between showers, school children splashing through puddles, and umbrellas becoming a daily essential. But as the month progresses, hats, scarves, and gloves will take over. Families will bundle up for frosty walks, and the air will have that unmistakable crispness that signals winter's arrival. November truly is a month of transition, a time when autumn's vibrant colors fade, leaves fall, and the first frosts transform the landscape. Trees shed their last leaves, and the countryside shifts from golden hues to the stark beauty of early winter. That's your November weather guide, so stay prepared for whatever the month brings, wherever you are in the UK. Whether you're braving the rain, enjoying the last mild days, or wrapping up against the cold, November is all about adapting to change.